kids are
Mm.
doing well. And what does that mean? What does it mean that your kids are doing well? To me, what it means is that they have surrendered their lives to Jesus entirely, that they've given them their yes, and that they're on the journey of continuing to give him their yes because they've tasted and they know he's good. So if I'm able to do that, then everything else comes in second place, right?
So I want
Whether,
you to keep talking about that. But what I hear when you
yeah,
say that, because I think if somebody had just kind of like popped into the conversation right out the gate, they're like, oh, cool, another couple of Christian dads
oh
only
yeah,
concerned about their kids' salvation into
yeah,
heaven. And
mm-hmm,
that's not what I'm hearing at all. And what I want people to
mm-hmm,
hear is when I hear you say that, Jeremiah, what I hear is my number one concern is that my kid knows who they are. And if it's anything
mm-hmm,
other than tied to where they came from and what this whole big thing about life is actually about, then I'm not doing my job. This isn't about the family trip to Disneyland. This isn't about my kid successfully being married and having a job making X dollars and finishing college and buying a house. Like whatever. Okay, like yes, I have some standards and hopes or maybe wishes about where my kids' lives will
mm-hmm.
go, but ultimately, what you're saying is like, my kid, I want my kid to know who they are. And that's the role of the father.
Yeah, I would go a little
Yeah.
deeper, and I would say that when you have met the creator of the
Mm-hmm.
universe and when you have given him your yes, all those other things
Mm.
follow. That all of those things are natural consequences or should be. I'm not a religious person. I'm going to put finger quotes around the word religion, or maybe I'll define what I mean by religion. In my opinion, when I say religion, what I mean is man-made constructs to perform in a way without God. That's really what religion is. It's a set of ceremonies, it's a set of do's
Yeah.
and don'ts, but you can perform them completely devoid of relationship
Yeah.
with God. So when I say that they've given Jesus their yes, that's a relational thing. That's not a, can you really define, can you pinpoint exactly what salvation is? Truly, like we're a bunch of kids talking about quantum
Mhm.
mechanics, right? Like we have an
Yeah.
idea, but we have no freaking clue.
Yeah. So how do you wrestle with so you and maybe expand on this, you said the successful marriage and life and house and this, that, and the
Mhm.
other. You didn't necessarily say that, but those are a consequence of having your identity with Christ. But it doesn't take away that my kid could get hit by a car, that my wife could get cancer,
Yeah.
that my business could fail. So how do you wrestle with that, untying quote unquote success with Jesus having my yes, to use your words?
Yeah, anything can happen. I can come down with cancer. I can be hit by
Mm.
a car. Anything can happen. And the real question is, what is this life?
Mm.
What is it really? What's the nature of
Mm.
this life? Is there a creator? Yes or no? I believe science has overwhelmingly proven the fact that there is a creator whose intelligence so far surpasses our own that we can't even scratch the surface of it. Every day we're surprised at something new and amazing that we thought was super simple. Guess what? It ain't. So, is there a creator? Yes, there is a creator. Now, the real question is, what is their character and nature? What is the character and nature of the creator? Does the creator care about us?
Mm.
Right? Is the creator interested in relationship? And if all of those things lead you to the person of Jesus, then when you're walking the life, when your wife comes down with cancer, when your child falls from a rock wall and
Mm.
dies, we lost our 17-year-old nephew last year. We're going to attend my niece's wedding that weekend,
Whoa.
and crawls and dies. What's going to keep you rooted and
Mm.
grounded? What truth are you going to find other than the person of Jesus being not just this far off creator, but someone who's present and who meets you when you're sobbing face down on the
Mm.
floor, uncontrollably? All of this life, no one has any guarantees. The anchor that you can pin your life to and how you can actually navigate all of those things without going to drugs or porn or
Mhm.
alcohol or women or whatever. I mean, you
Yeah.
name it. All the ways that try to medicate this pain or the reality of this often crappy life or crappy
Mm.
circumstances in our lives. How do you navigate that without understanding the truth that this is a vapor, this life is a short, right? Take an eternal perspective on a long enough time scale, we're all dead, right? Every single one of us is already dead. So what is the between the start and the finish of that very short timeline compared to eternity? What are you founding your life on? What are you doing within that? And how are you orienting yourself to truth or not, or to lies? That's how I get to success. If I have met this creator, and if this creator has told me that he loves me, he's seen everything that I've done, and he wants me, he died for me, that completely changes the way I respond when bad things
Mm-hmm.
happen. And that response, the way you're able to respond, leads to those other successes in life, whether it's financial success, relational success, whatever. But those are secondary in my mind to that fundamental relationship that his desire is proximity to me from the very beginning. That was the point of the garden. That's the point of all of this, is his proximity to us. So if I'm living outside of the intended purpose of my life, how is any of it going to end up being, looking good in the long run?
So when you say the role of the father, you're defining that as this is what a big portion of your opportunity as a father is to communicate and pass this from you to your children.
Yeah, it's not our job to kind of pretend to be a perfect dad, or because our children will look at us like, it's a very natural thing to look at us like a god or put us on a pedestal. And that's one of the things that I think you need to be proactive about, is confessing your shortcomings, being honest about your shortcomings with your kids, because then it gives them permission to as well,
Mm-hmm. Do you ever find yourself having insecurities in wanting to teach your kids these things? And I ask because I think some dads might be like, oh man, I wouldn't know it. Like, I wouldn't even know what to do if we opened up Acts or Matthew or whatever Proverbs and started reading it with them. I mean, I think that's a great place to start, really. It's like, kids, I don't know what's happening, but let's do this together. I think that's awesome. But have you ever wrestled with any insecurities around that?
Yeah, I think I initially, because my dad, he wasn't as maybe intentional, I wrestled against the idea of kind of coercing, or what in my mind I saw as like forcing or pushing. I came to the point that's just BS. That's just stupid. That's foolishness. If your child is going to go do something, you need to give them the manual if you've got it. So, and they're not going to want to read it, but wisdom says this is important and you need to at least understand it. You've got a free will and you get to choose what you do with your life. But as in my house, as your father, I would be not loving you if I did at least give you what I have. And for all the dads out there, like, to go figure it out. Use Chat GPT. It's brilliant. You can get lots of answers and they're really accurate because lots and lots of smart people were sourced in the, the building of it. So learn yourself. And if you're not going to be a student of the Bible, how are you going to expect your kids to want to be a student of the Bible?